Newsradio 700 WLW.
So the question remains, I think, with tens of millions of Americans out of work, why are employers having so much trouble finding people to fill jobs? And could the government be making this less of an incentive to go back to work because of the money they're handing out? Here's someone who's an expert on workplace excellence. Great to have the CEO of Utility Concierge with us. He is Gabe Abshire. Gabe, good morning. How are you on this glorious Friday?
I'm doing amazing. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, good. Glad you're doing amazing. I'm not there yet, but the day is young. Let's talk about this. We've got a lot of people out of work, and yet a lot of employers are complaining we can't find anybody to fill these jobs. Now, the government has handed out a lot of money, and in some cases, it's made it more lucrative for a person who has lost their job because of the COVID-19 pandemic to stay out of work than actually go back to work. How big a problem is this?
I think it's industry specific. Obviously the restaurant industry and the service industries have gotten hit harder, with people not returning fully to restaurants or hotels or things like that. But I think it's industry specific. And the risk is that, if you're out of work and you're at home, are you going to be able to even make the same amount of money that you would have made before COVID? Right.
Right.
That's kind of what I've seen is that there's just some uncertainty. There's uncertainty around obviously the virus because there's a lot of things we don't know about it. But just going back to work, are you going to have that same opportunity to make the money that you would have made before?
Which is a concern. There's no question about that. Yet, I would think if you run a company, this is great opportunity for you. I mean, Gabe, 3 months ago, we had, I think, 7 million unfilled jobs in this country. Now we seem to have a large pool of people that are potential employees. So if you're a company that wants to do it the right way, where you're looking for players that can come in and work inside this culture that you've created, it would seem now to be a robust time for employers. I think the ball has swung back the other way, is it not?
I believe so. For us, in our business, we've seen an uptick of applications and over about 50% over the last month. And what we're seeing, we're getting more highly qualified candidates, people that are eager to come back to work. And I think that's one of the things. That's why I think it's really industry specific, is that people want to have that sense of camaraderie. They want to have a purpose. They want to be part of a team, part of a larger vision. And when you create a culture that embraces that and drives that, I think you're going to be able to find those highly qualified candidates that are eager to get back and start feeling that human connection again.
Well, let's be honest. If somebody is going to be happy sitting out and making more money doing nothing, as opposed to restarting a career, recharging their life and getting back to work, do you really want to hire the person that's sitting home doing nothing and just saying, hey, I'll sit here as long as the government will pay me?
That's a really good point. I mean, I think, are you going to want those folks that are just sitting home and not wanting to get back in the workforce? But then are their jobs going to be there? So if if I had employees that I had to furlough or lay off and they're not willing to come back, and it's not for a safety issue, right? It's an industry that's safe. It's not for a safety issue. They're good staying home, collecting that extra $600. Then yeah, I'm probably going to move on, because when things get back going, I want somebody that's been there with me through the thick and thin, and that's helping me rebuild. So that's the concern, I think, for people that are sitting home. Is your job going to be there when you decide that it's okay to come back to work?
And over and above that person, and I don't know how many people are like that, don't pretend to know, but that person is going to have to do some answering when and if he or she wants to start working again. Because one of the logical questions that an potential employer will ask in an interview process is, well, what were you doing over the course of the last 6 to 8 months, particularly since the economy started to charge back up again? And that could be a very difficult question to answer if you were just at home taking the money, right?
I think so. And remember, the money's going to run out, right? I mean, I think it ends at the end of July. And so, again, if I'm an employer, I want somebody that's been with me, that's eager to get back and drive the charge and get back to work and get things back to normal and get this economy kick-started again.
Gabe Abshire is our guest, CEO of Utility Concierge. I ask everybody this that is in business, either working their own business or someone that is managing a business. Where do you see this economy in the next 6 to 9 months? Take it out through the end of the year, early part of 2021. Where will we be, in your opinion, in your crystal ball, in terms of where unemployment will be, where the market will be, where the GDP will be? What do you see?
Well, not perfect world scenario, as I like to call it. I think we're in our industry. We're kicking back up. We're at normal, if not higher, levels than we were last year. And it's almost. I'm hoping that we're shifting. A really bad second quarter to a really, really great fourth quarter and first quarter of 2021.
So you sound cautiously optimistic. Would that be a good phrase?
Cautiously positive, optimistic. Yeah.
Oh, throw a positive in there too. Gabe Abshire.
Might as well be positive.
No, I agree. If you're going to be the other way, what's the point of living? Gabe Abshire, CEO, Utility Concierge. Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.